Tanya, fantastic to meet you. Can you just give us a bit of a rundown of your kind of journey in procurement and supply chain, taking you up to your current role with Amazon Freight?
Sure, thanks for having me today towards this exciting event. I'm Tanya Jain. I have a little more than a decade experience on supply chain, manufacturing and global logistics. I come from India but have worked across Asia, Europe and now UK, thanks to Brexit. And I have been with Amazon Freight for nearly 5 years now. My expertise lies in different domains, mainly manufacturing and telecom space. And with Amazon Freight, it has been the most exciting journey across my career, I would say. The speed and the innovation which Amazon Freight brings in is phenomenal. Amazon Freight had been a pioneer when it comes to providing a very reliable and transparent transportation solution to external customers, and I'm glad that I got to be a part of this journey since its onset.
So you have, of course, just come out of your keynote. Can you just give us a brief rundown of what you covered in your session?
Sure, I think it was a very interesting session focusing on supply chain challenges and how Amazon Freight has been navigating towards that. The focus of my keynote presentation was to really nail down on the actuals. The challenges, I think everyone knows. We know where we all want to head towards, net neutrality and carbon emission savings. But how do we enable that? What Amazon is doing? I think everyone is usually very excited in this space. So in my keynote session, I ensured that I'm covering majority of the aspects on reality, where we are right now, what our plan looks like, how much investment we have made to be really at the forefront of intermodal sustainability in the transportation side, and what holds for the future, what's coming in the next 5 years. I try to give a sneak peek into that too.
What sort of challenges and difficulties are you kind of seeing crop up when it comes to your sort of partners integrating sustainability into their operations?
I think first thing is cost itself, the cost dynamics. It's an ever-changing world and there are so many elements associated with it. 30% goes on the fuel itself. Imagine that not being a very reliable source. No wonder customers are now moving to fuel surcharge mechanism, because no one knows what the baseline would be after a year. Second one being shortage of drivers. Because of Brexit, because of the different geopolitical situations, driving has become a profession which is not that lucrative. And we are not at a stage where we can have autonomous car, trucks. We still need humans to drive those. So that's the second challenge, how to do that. And again, 33% of the cost comes from having a driver, the driver's salary. And now we are left with the rest 40% probably, which is the actual cost of running a truck. And now exploring different modes of transportation, be it rail, be it sea, be it road, which combination works the best. It needs to be aligned very, very well in this entire supply chain network, including, the operational timings of the warehouses, the fleet timings of the sea channel, the train timings of the rail network. Everything needs to match really well to deliver that one truck. I think that's where the supply chain challenge comes in. When we are offering a sustainable solution, everything has been on a trial and error mode to understand what works best, which route works best, which can give us at a lower cost, higher carbon emission savings. So that balancing act is what we had been doing, but now we know what works, and that's what we had been offering to our customers.
You mentioned rail there, and I guess also you sort of hinted at the kind of the desire to search for new solutions, new sort of ways to go about operations. To what extent is intermodal is there sort of a real appetite for intermodal transportation? Is there kind of a renewed appetite for it in order to be a bit more sustainable?
For us, intermodal is anything which can run on sea or rail network. Wherever the network is there, we try to proactively match our shippers' demand without them asking, but us proactively ensuring to offer that solution to them. Maybe the expectation is to go on road considering the different transit time, the speed of delivery, but what we try to ensure is that if the lane can match with the rail and the sea network, why don't we do it? And give a proactive proposal to the customer that this can lead to X percentage of cost reduction, near about 20% is what our stats say. and near about 50% carbon emission savings, again, comes from experimentation. Don't quote me on that yet.
And just finally, you're well placed to you're in the know. You can tell us kind of what's on the horizon. What kind of trends are you expecting to emerge from this intersection that we're discussing today? The crossover between supply chain and sustainability.
I think the trend is definitely working. First of all, I think the focus is the key trend which I see. Earlier, this focus itself was not existing. People wanted to deliver the goods on time in whatever the best possible way. But now the focus is to deliver these goods more sustainably, especially till 2030. I think everyone is going towards the same goal, and I'm really happy to see that it is now in the radar of large corporates, because that's where now the change will happen at mass level. I feel people are more open towards investment now. The challenge probably might not lie with the large corporates because they have the funds to do the investment in the capital infrastructure, charging infrastructure. But the challenge would lie in convincing the SMB segment, because they wouldn't have that entire capability. And the beauty of this entire trend would be to really enable how we can take this solution, this platform to them, so that they can become sustainable as well, because that's where the mass level change would come in.